What's going on, guys? It's Hi with the Upper Left USA, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about a plugin that I recently started using for Final Cut Pro 10 that completely changes my workflow because it allows me to fast and easily change the white balance of my clips. As a little background, I started out as a photographer and my main photo editing software of choice is Adobe Lightroom. In Lightroom, white balance adjustment is very straightforward. To edit white balance, there are three options. 2 manual sliders to adjust the white balance, or a color picker if you want a more automatic adjustment. This method of white balance is very easy to manage. If the photo is a bit cool, add a little bit of warmth by adjusting the temp slider. If it's a bit warm, do the opposite and make it a little bit cooler. If doing this adds magenta to the scene, move the tint slider towards the greens. If it added green, move the tint slider towards the magentas. I find this method to be very easy and straightforward. When I started doing videos, I quickly ran into an issue with white balance because I was largely using the camera's auto white balance feature, and auto white balance in the camera is okay, it works most of the time, but it's not perfect. The auto white balance issue is really just one part of the problem because once I shoot a clip and the white balance is off, I would have to go back and adjust it in my video editing software of choice, which is Final Cut Pro 10. When trying to adjust the white balance in Final Cut Pro 10, you have to go into the program's color board and make adjustments like in Lightroom, but now you have the ability to make adjustments to the shadows, midtones, and highlights individually if we want, or globally to the master slider. Doing adjustments in the color board is a very similar concept to Lightroom. If there's too much of one color, you add the opposite color or reduce it. It's a simple process in theory, but I'm just really bad at it when it comes to using the color board, and it takes me a lot more time to color correct with this method. Since having this problem, I've always said to myself, I wish I could just have a simple way of adjusting white balance in Final Cut Pro like I do in Lightroom. Well, I finally found a plugin that does just that. The plugin that I'm talking about is Koji Advanced, made by Crumple Pop. After installing the plugin, you can find it in your effects panel. To apply the plugin, either have your clip highlighted and double click on the plugin, or drag and drop the plugin on your clip. Now we can see the settings for Koji Advanced in our video inspector. This plugin does a lot more than just white balance adjustments, but this is what we'll be focusing on in this video. The white balance settings in Koji Advanced has two main options. As shown here, you can choose between auto and manual. Auto allows the plugin to automatically adjust the white balance for you. This is always the first thing that I try. The auto option does a great job, and a lot of the time it's perfect, but there are times where it will get you very close, and this is where the manual option comes into play. Now you can use a slider to adjust the temperature with a Kelvin rating like in Lightroom. Let's say that this is where I want my temperature to be. But as you can see for this particular clip, adjusting the temperature introduced magenta into the scene. Like I showed you earlier, Lightroom had a green and magenta slider to compensate for this. Well, look right here, a green and magenta slider. So let's do some adjustments. Since magenta is overly present, we are going to drag the slider into the greens. And just like that, we've adjusted the white balance for our clip. But that's not all. Koji Advanced also gives you a red and cyan and a blue and yellow adjustment slider if you need it. So let's go ahead and edit this second clip. And as you can see in the background, there is a slight bluish greenish tint to it. So the first thing I'm going to try is auto mode. And as you can see, auto mode slightly made the image cooler, so I'm just going to take my temp slider and push it over to make it a little bit warmer. And that's looking a lot better. Let's see before and after. Before, after. And on my monitor, the image is looking a lot better. And there you have it, Koji Advanced, a workflow changing plugin for my Final Cut Pro experience. I do want to point out one thing though, Koji Advanced is not just a white balance adjusting plugin. Koji Advanced is a film emulator and color adjustment suite that features the ability to change white balance, and this entire suite is currently selling for $200. If you want the entire suite, then great. But if you're looking for just the white balance adjustment program, then I would suggest you checking out the plugin Auto White Balance, also created by Crumple Pop. This is essentially just the white balance portion of Koji Advanced, and it sells for only $59. If you're interested in checking out either of these plugins out, I will include links in the description below. If this video has helped you out, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it around, comment down below with any questions you may have. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content to come. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.